Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening to you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome here, everyone, once again to Track and Field Talk Net, where we talk about track and field and we discuss track and field. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you, everyone, wherever it is that you are joining us from. We are happy and excited that you are able to join us tonight. Please let me know if you are able to hear me loud and clear and also see me very well. I am here right now with Zavian. So far, we are here to just have a great discussion. Let me know if you are hearing the background little, sound, and if it is, coming across too loudly for you. If not, then I can fix that for you. But we are happy that you are able to join us. We are happy that you are able to be here with us. We just want to have some discussion and have some talks about what is happening in the space, what is happening for some time now. We see some great things happening. Good evening to you, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and also to share it all out so that others may be able to join us and to hear us speak as we talk about things that is happening in this space, things that is happening, that is concerning to us here in the track and field fraternity. There's so many things happening, there's so many things going on and stuff. And I want you to also note that, we are open to be hearing from you, the fans. So if it is that you want to join us here live, we will be putting out the link momentarily on the live so that you are able to join us and be here with us. We're not just here for ourselves, but we are also here to, to hear from you, the fans, also about what is happening in the space, how it is that you feel about what is happening in the space and your viewpoint, because we're definitely starting the 2024 season. Training has started for some persons, but definitely there's so many things that is looking to come forward for the 2024 season. Hey Zavian, what's up for you? How are you? How have your week been? How have your day been? What's up? You're muted, Zavian. You're muted. Just a blossom.
Latoya, good evening.
Good evening.
You have me a blush.
I tell you.
You need to stop. But anyway, welcome guys. Welcome to another episode. We expect to have a good conversation tonight. Tonight is a show that we will allow our audience to come on. So
no, I don't have audience over here. Remember, we have family over here. We allow the family members. Come on now, man.
So what is stepchild?
If you consider yourself the stepchild,
Okay.
then
No, yeah, it's a family. So we have step in the family, uncle, aunt, grandmother. IHP. Where's Sandra? Log on. But anyway, it's supposed to be a nice show. We started a simulcast last week where we talk about news, but the news keep happening. It never stops. We thought the season had ended, but I guess it's all year round because something must be happening in Jamaica track and field that we can speak about. So we'd like to welcome you all tonight. Our family members will get the opportunity to come on, speak, show the world what you look like. We always see these comments popping up on our page and stuff like that. So tonight is your opportunity to
share your view.
Show the world, not share the view, because you are all being hidden. Or better yet, to not hide behind on the words on Facebook. No one wants to do no face.
Hey Sheldon, shout out to you. Hey Sheldon, you're early tonight and you're on point and on time. It's good. My apologies. Hey Nadisha, it's great to have you. Dennis, good night, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is that you are. Definitely.
I want to say welcome to that guy, Mr. White. You need to show your face. Yes, you see how you have our blush. You surprise her. A lot of people don't know who you are. Welcome, Mr. Ansert White. I think you have a national title somewhere along the line.
Not A. No, the clarification, not A.
You see, there we go. See? She get all excited when we start about, did that delivery. deliberately. But
Good
anyway,
night, bestie. Good night, bestie. It's been a long while. It's good to have you here, Mr. White, or former national 400-meter hurdles champion. Definitely, I'm still awaiting your presence here, and all of that. But it's good to have you tonight. I would love to hear your voice somewhere, whether it be typing or whatever. Good night, Tyreek. It seems like you're already home. Definitely. That's good. Good night to have here to you all. It's great to have you all with us tonight as we discuss the news in track and field or things that is happening here in track and field and stuff like that. Good night, Mr. Williams, Wilbert Williams, that is saying good night to you, Mr. White, over there. Tonight, as we stated before, is one of our one our different nights that we do things differently. We're not interviewing anyone tonight, but instead we are, you know, speaking how we feel about what is happening in the world of track and field and in the news that is happening. I mean, one such news that is happening since week or so far is the news about
Dr.
coaching
Sherika Jackson
changes.
or Dr. Sherika Jackson.
Coaching changes for Dr. Elaine Thompson era and how all of this is unfolding. I mean, this is unfolding by the second in the minute. I mean, things changes rapidly for that situation there, and therefore we want to have a conversation about that. I must say, basically, like how you have mentioned that already, new news into this week is that our own national champion has been dubbed doctor. She was given an honorary doctorate sorry
In law.
over the weekend. So congratulations to you. You are now Dr. Sharika Jackson. It looks good on you. It swings off well on you. So we now have, three of our top three women now being classified as doctors. So we have Dr. Shelley and Fraser Price, we have Dr. Elaine Thompson Era, and we now have the baby on the block being dubbed doctor also. That's Dr. Sharika Jackson. I must say the person who narrated that honorary degree onto Sharika Jackson did a really good job after listening him. He knew how to coin the words perfectly for them to match and for them to fit well in what he was saying. It was a pleasure listening to him dubbing her doctorate. And therefore I would say congratulations to her and well done for your season, or well done for the work, the body of the work that you have put in so far. And we are here looking forward to see what else you will spring out on us for the coming 2024 season and onwards. What say you, Mr. Duncan?
I have an issue with these doctors
Glory.
being shown on everybody, but that's a conversation for a different time. But I will say congratulations to Dr. Sherika Jackson. The work
Make sure I'm a member for always I put the doctor before hers. Like
the work was put in, and you're seeing the fruit of your labor. I'm trying to figure out what I can do to put DR instead of in front of my name, but I might have to do track and field. It's the easiest way to get doctor attached to your name. But congratulations. I am proud of you. I'm proud of the University of Technology to has made the effort or
Susan say a bad man. Susan, I agree. Susan?
It's not bad. No, it's not bad, man. And since you call it up, let me say it.
No, but I say it no.
Hold on. She draw me out. It's not bad, man. I just need to know if they can put a different phrase to the doctor, because my thing with this doctor is that it could be doctor of something. You can't be doctor of law or doctor of this and doctor of that. put doctor of sports or something. Because when Sherika going into or Elaine or Miss Shellyan goes into a room and they say doctor and somebody that is illiterate to track and field, might believe that these persons are really qualified for what is before their name. So
I must say, you have a point, because I must say, when Dr. Usain said Leo Bolt was conferred, I what
Kino, me just me not upset.
No, I don't agree. I don't agree. I think everybody understands what an honorary doctorate is. It's not an academic. It's not an academic.
What do we tonight?
Yeah, it's not.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
You notice what I say? If somebody is illiterate to the whole situation, and they're not gonna say honorary Dr. Sherika Jackson or honorary Dr. Elaine Thompson era. They're gonna say Dr. Thompson, Elaine Thompson and Dr. Sherika Jackson and Dr. Shelley.
I'm a little point, because when we used to call you say doctor, you used to tell me say, me not real doctor, and I can't give you one eagle stick, but
no, I mean, Kino,
I get a point.
Kino, I feel it watered down certain credential of that DR in front of people name.
No.
All I know. And I think I not bash at least but everybody will get certain awards and the criteria for certain awards.
All right. So again,
somebody say if I don't, me don't. Yeah, me don't.
No, I know you the person. Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't say don't if you don't do it for true. Yeah.
Kino. So the person would be a dunce.
Hold on. 1 second,
please. Hold on, Zavian, man.
1 second, please. We don't do that anymore over here. We listen to each other. So
dunce is a genre. Dunce doesn't mean dunce.
Zavian, we give persons opportunity to speak. Remember that, because you remember the moderator over your fingers is very clicky, So I'm just saying, all right?
All right. So yeah, when a doctorate is conferred upon you, first of all, you mentioned Doctor of Laws. That is just a category that it falls within. It's not an academic. You don't have to be. It's not something you work for, and it's not conferred on you because of academic achievement. It's conferred on you because of outstanding achievement in whatever area, and that is what they call it, a doctorate of laws. You are called. It's tricky because a doctorate is also a degree that you can get. So you start at your bachelor's and you go to your master's and you go to your doctorate. And on that basis, some people have a problem with it because there are those people who actually go through whatever studies they need to go through to get that degree. However, this has nothing to do with academics. You can be as dunce as a bat, and because of outstanding achievement, in another area, me not take you up there.
Be careful.
They can be dunce, not a bat, and because of achievement in something. Outstanding achievement, they confer it on you.
I do. Before you go on, Kino, I do understand.
I know you understand, but I also and I know you understand, but I also don't believe that it is. I share the view that the person wrote a while ago that if you don't know what dunce, you're dunce.
And that person sound dunce.
No, the person was no. If you don't know what dunce, you're dunce. You're supposed to know.
No, some people don't know the capital of Jamaica.
Well,
all right. Hold on. Me no want history lesson. Me never come here for history class. Sorry about that. Me never come for history class. Me never come for history class.
Got it tough.
As Sheldon is saying, you don't have to meet any academic requirement
None at all.
To be conferred honorary degree. We're done. Kino, Zavian said congratulations to her. I said congratulations. Would you like to say congratulations to her?
Of course, congratulations.
So please go ahead.
Of course,
Nicely too.
congratulations to her.
Who?
To
Who is
her.
Kino.
To her.
Kino.
Everybody
Kino.
knows who we are talking about.
No, Kino. Come on now.
Kino.
Congratulations to Sherika Jackson. Dr. Sherika Jackson, CD. Commander of the Order of Distinction.
Oh, it go now. CD come before the doctor, or the doctor come before the CD?
No, it's Dr. the Honorable Sherika Jackson, CD.
Where the Honorable come from?
Yeah, man, because once you are conferred with the Order of Distinction, and she's in the commander class.
So Kino,
go for the Prime Minister.
So Kino, next year
Honorable.
So next year enough trials.
No. Bear in mind the current Prime Minister is not most honorable.
Bear in mind, the lineup there alone take a minute to introduce.
No, they don't. No, they don't use all of that. Use those only in official settings. They don't.
Trials official.
No, trials not official. Trials Taki and Baga.
Trials is about your times that you produce, not about
anything with Ludlow involved in no official.
Kino. My Latoya cut you off.
Good. Let me go again. Good night, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all, wherever it is that you're joining us from. We are fun over here. We learn the sport. We talk about the sport. We joke about the sport, but we learn it also in the same breath and make it comfortable to discuss it and to speak about it. So tonight, I just want to say good night. That you are here.
Big up Mr. Answer White in the comment.
Where you make Latoya still a blush?
Oh, she did not acknowledge him already. Boy, Latoya, you can't blush, sir.
I stop them something, man. I stop them something, man. I stop it. I'm making Nick, I see you. I just want to acknowledge you, Travis. I want to acknowledge you, Sheldon. I'm acknowledging you, Susan. I'm acknowledging you, Dale. I'm sending you the link in a few minutes or a few seconds, right? So, guys, right? So for Lizzie, night, my darling, you're here early. Sheldon, you don't know yourself. Answer me now.
With Travis and Odion.
Odion's class, I learned something where you want to teach,
To get a good doctorate behind his name.
That's good. Big up yourself, Odion.
I gotta stop. I'm not a liar money, and them I gonna find much family.
So tonight, as I said, we are gonna be talking about everything news, anything news. If you want to be a part of it and share your views, yeah. So Kino, are we going to be starting where you want to start? Tell me where you want to start. What is the news you'd like to start with?
No, the big news. We have to start with what's happening with Lynn.
I could spend the whole night on that.
No, let's start.
Let's
start there. Anything else is anything else we are going to talk about our peripheral issues now. This is the big story.
All right. So it started last week. The news started last week.
So we're going to be dissecting it in our guys. I just removed it a while ago. Thank you so much, Susan. I just removed it and I'm not sure why it's still showing. Let me just try and remove it again. Actually block the person because I saw it came up. Thank you. I love how my family would just, we look out over here very nice and dandy. Guys, so first of all,
everybody don't to the scam of them.
So first of all,
Latoya, may I beg you put Zavian in an article now?
Yeah, man, my finger already for clicking. So first of all, we will be dissecting this situation. Sheldon Chinsu is Sheldon. Good night, Sheldon. Sheldon Chinsu said the title doctor can only be used at functions. This is for lesson for you, Zavian, conducted at the universities which confer them for honorary degrees. Okay? That's a lesson for you, Zavian.
So when she left 166 Old Up Road, she just Sherika Jackson.
I don't necessarily agree with that because from what I know as well, it can be used at any official function, especially government-related activities.
Them something.
Yeah.
When we're going to be dissecting these news, especially the news that is pertinent at the moment, that is current at the moment, and that is the situation that is taking place with Elaine Thompson era, the double. Bear in mind, we would like to let all know, for those who are listening or will be listening, that these are our opinions of what we think is happening and how we think it could have happened much better and stuff like that. There are stuff that we will say that are factual, and we will say that these are factual based on what was put out there by both camps, that is the Elaine Thompson era camp and the coach that is in, the situation along with, and also the new part of the news that was developed this morning that we all see, and that also then again sent the world of track and field in a frenzy, and also the later news that just came out that is also having us now thinking different ways and trying to put the idea and the thought space together. So please note the difference between our opinions and facts, and do not take our opinions as facts when it is not, and carry it and say, but Track and Field Talknet said it, and therefore it is fact. We know that our words are great words, and you guys hold us to the truth because we don't bring false news. But because we'll be discussing this topic, we just want you to understand that these opinions and thought space are our opinions and thought space, and also some of it is factual. Okay? Agree, Kino?
Yeah, man, always. We always in our feelings too, so them know that.
We can't come out of that because me and my feelings over a situation. I'll ball my ball. We just put out.
And nobody not own the word feelings.
Exactly. In a dictionary.
When I go Baba.
Me just go back. Me just a forward.
Okay.
I want make.
Hi, Mickey Calder. Definitely, Mickey. That good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night is really for you, because you don't know what. So, do we start at the beginning of the situation? Right? I'm ready for you now.
We can just do a quick recap or just reiterate. Yeah.
Okay, Zavian, you want to go? Go ahead.
I just think that because of the advent of social media and what person's opinion of what the situation was are ongoing, we have a lot of news out there, a lot of theories out there that people are holding on to.
What did I do? That? No, and the people that in the comment, me wonder what me do.
Now you talk about feelings.
Then nobody know only word feelings.
Zavian speaks Kino.
So because of the advent of
tomorrow morning.
Okay, all right, Kino. So a lot been out there. One thing for sure, whenever news break, I personally look for press releases or person sitting in interviews. Like, I don't listen to word of mouth and anything. So the news broke. Elaine coach wanted 15%. My question from that statement is 15% of what? And nobody could have stated what 15% of what. The news went back and forth until Mr. Era came out and explained and put some clarity to the situation.
Tariq said Zavian name Zambian. I'm sorry, continue.
Look here, when they done the live, I go wash my car. Because, yeah, we couldn't find a car wash earlier. So, let us go.
Okay, go. I'm done. Tariq is Zavian. Zavian.
Zavian, you're
So
done?
let me
Yeah,
stop
me
him
done.
right there.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, me done. Me done. Because
Right.
the name to me, I'm offended by my name.
Latoya, so since I'm the one not laughing now,
No, all right. Let me talk.
let
Let me talk then. Let me talk. All right, cool. We're good. First of all, so the news broke that there was trouble in the camp happening, and that trouble was the fact of the matter that Elaine Camp is not willing to pay 15% to Shaniki because that's what she was requesting. As Zavian said, question come 15% of what? That was my first question. And then I will say, I said, so she can't pay the 15%? And I will say why I said that. I said that because in my thought space, I'm thinking, okay, is it that you want an additional 5% from what the coach money was in the contract? Because at that time, I'm sure a lot of us didn't know that the contract wasn't made up that way. All right. So a lot of persons were running with it, 15% could be given, or 15% was too little for her to ask, why they can't give it to her and stuff. Shaniki came out and defended her name, rightfully so. Because a lot of us was on her side based on what we had seen happen, over 2.5 months with her, and therefore we were all rooting for her. The world was rooting for Shaniki to work with Elaine. When Shaniki came out, Shaniki said, so this is factual now, guys. Shaniki said, what they were saying, that's the ET camp was saying, is a lie, because she requested 15% and ET agreed. Based on that statement, I realized that there was some miscommunication in it, because it seemed the conversation happened, and based on Shaniki saying, ET said 15% you want, 15% you want. Shaniki seemed as if she left that meeting with the thought space that, it was okay, I'll be getting 50%. They will be fair and give me 15% because that's what I asked for. She said 1 week later, after that conversation happened, she was contacted by Mr. Ero saying we need to sort out this. We need to clear this up. In her mind, she's saying, clear this up. Clear what up? The money issue. They met and she held on to her 15% request, and he requested a figure. So one is requesting percentage, one is requesting a figure. They went their ways, I guess, and whatever. She said at that point in time she didn't know what the contract was, or the figure in the contract was, but she just want 15%. And therefore she'll wait on her 15%. Now, from what I gather from her, this is, so we're dissecting her full-fledged statement and story, because me right now still need her to come speak and back up the lie where she say.
No, she don't need to talk again. No, she really and truly, she doesn't. If she speaks again, she'll be doing herself a disservice, because guess what?
She done it already, Patrol.
Guess what? We have already seen the follow-up interview with Ricardo Chambers and the ugly mouth man. What's name? From Sportsmax.
Yeah.
The piece of journalist from Sportsmax. Leave me a talk. No, me not
right, yeah, we know. All right, yeah.
I haven't said anything defamatory. That's just my view of him, piece, and in my piece of journalist.
All right.
Who seem to have a personal vendetta against Elaine, if I may add. Seem. You hear the word seem? Me never say you have one. Me say you seem to have. Just to be correct.
I still read that.
First and foremost, I don't think the investigation by the journalists were done properly, and it was very skewed and one-sided, and it did a disservice to Elaine initially because of what the thought process and the views that came in. But then after the full interview with Ricardo Chambers and him explaining that, I have receipts.
Right,
Everything that Mr. Hira said was actually true.
So,
Kino,
all right. So before we get to the interview, so what I was trying to do is to take everybody so we can kind of be able to have the better view. So this was her part. So we're dissecting her. We saw, as you said, Kian Reynard put out his part because they said Kian never did
Punky,
good
can
journalism.
I tell you about the part of Punky? Oh God, I had the unfortunate experience of sitting beside him in the media box
All right,
at stadium.
okay,
My Lord.
we get the point. We get that part there. We get it. The bubblegum work. We get it. So let us finish
Needs some
dissecting
masking
her
agents, man.
her part of
but there's a point to put in, Latoya, which I think you're getting to, is that Miss Hosburn as an agent that is negotiating for her.
No, that's where we're at now. Wait there, 1 second. Sorry, that's where we're at now, because some persons still hold on to the fact that there's ET camp is lying or stuff. So we're just dissecting one and dissecting the other. So we can all have our own opinions. No, Track and Field TalkNet analysts and panelists and admins are not pushing our opinions and our thought space on you. We're just discussing friendly things and speaking what we have seen and how we feel about it. We're not pushing our opinions on you, so you don't have to take our opinions, right? So after we got to the point of she saying, listen, she's sticking to her 15, they're requesting a figure. Obviously, she couldn't give a figure because according to her, she don't know what the contract is like or whatever. Them just need to be fair and give her her 50. Here comes Mr. Russell, who in my opinion is compatriots of both sides. At this point, I'm saying it's compatriots of both sides. Here he comes now saying, this is the figure. My concern when I read that from her is that, where were you when this figure was being brought forward? Where were you when this figure was coming up? If you're bringing him to act on your behalf, he must have said to you, this is the figure I'm going to ask for. Are you okay with it? She never said anything about she being okay or not being okay with the figure. So when she say a lie, me I say, all right, you come out, come talk. We now get to the point of Darren coming out and being a husband and being a friend and being an agent, being a man, being a coach, everything to Elaine. He came out and he said, listen, basically we're not telling a lie. We had the meeting and she requested 15%. Therefore, both was telling the truth. I wanted a figure. Both again was telling the truth. It seems as if Darren gave a flat figure, a base figure, and an incentive, according to him. He said, they said that the incentive was too high. So reduce the incentive and increase the flat rate. Darren then said that he told them, listen, want to go work it out? Send me a figure. My viewpoint is that if Darren give you a figure before, you thought that figure was low, you could work out one figure with along the line there. Because if the figure was in the thousands, how did we reach to $1 million? The bonus, sorry, the incentive or the bonus, right? Thank you for correction, Punky, was too high. So reduce that and increase one. Him ask them for a figure, to send him a figure. And you come back with a figure there. So you win all, lose all in my viewpoint, you know.
All right. You're done?
Go on top, man.
Zavian, don't interrupt me, please.
Before I say something, let me read this long part of this long statement that...
no, wait till Kino finish and talk. Terry can stay.
No matter with no long statement, Lati. All right. So as I was saying before, I don't believe that Shaniki should come back out and say anything at all, because I think, and this is my view, as Lati said, I think she'll be doing a disservice to herself. At this stage, I think the mistake that Shaniki made was having that person negotiate on her behalf, because clearly he didn't have the expertise to, and clearly he, in a bid to get her a large amount of money, he didn't
He
think
wants
about
some of my money.
he
He
didn't
said.
think about everything that was, a part of the process. The first mistake that he made for me was, or the first mistake that both of them made, was assuming that they could get 15% of a contract that was
Never worked out.
negotiated before any of them even knew anything about Elaine. If you understand me, I say, me mean them didn't
Yeah.
know Elaine, but they weren't affiliated with her like that. So she got her contract before all of that. Secondly, the 15% that they were trying to get was on the back of an assumed figure. None of them knew what the figure was. None of them. So they concocted a figure in their minds that they thought would have been something reasonable for an athlete of Elaine's stature. And as Ricardo Chambers said, they were way off. Whether they were way off, they were low or they were high, whatever it is, they were way off, right? So for me, the advice that she would have gotten in from the initial stage was wrong. Um, and I cannot get past how is it that they wanted to negotiate a 15% on a contract that they knew nothing about, that was in place before they came on board. Because all the industry experts, I know quite a bit of coaches and people and agents, and most of them will tell you, 99% of them will tell you, if you have an existing contract, the most likely way forward for a coach who is coming on board is to get a flat rate and bonuses based on performance. You don't
Right.
get a 15% or a 10% on an existing contract that would not have been negotiated initially to facilitate the wages of a coach. Remember now, if you start with me and I get a contract from Puma, in order for that to be beneficial to me, I am going to negotiate with Puma for my coach a figure that will comfortably cover my coach as well. This existing contract has no such clause based on what was put out by Ricardo Chambers and other media outlets. Thus, they could not, in good conscience, get a 15% of anything contained in that contract, because they never did it when it's in a sign. So
They
for me,
weren't
she,
there.
she she got very bad advice. And this gentleman also, whoever he is, was trying as best as possible to get something out of it for himself, in my view. In my view. And I cannot help also but wonder, because I think in one of the interviews, someone made the point that Miss Osborne, even though she is a proven coach at the high school level, and also she worked with MVP, it leaves room in my mind to think that I would be looking at a Shaniki Osborne as opposed to a Glenn Mills, as opposed to a Stephen Francis, as opposed to even a Ronaldo Walcott, and I'm looking at the resume, and all that for me would also inform my decision as to how much I'm going to pay this person. Yes, you're going to come back at me and rebut and say, okay, but this person brought Elaine back from whatever. But I'm going to posit a point that a lot of people won't agree with. Ray from Ray State, enough people don't really love him, but I think this time he spoke the truth. He said, Elaine Thompson Hera is like a Ferrari, and you get a Ferrari after 2 years, and you might say, all right, this Ferrari has some mileage on it, but the Ferrari is still better than 90% of the cars on the road because it's a Ferrari. What he's trying to say there is that Coach Osborne never really do much with Elaine, because even though Elaine was there and injured, she would have also been training and been given a program and operating within that the framework of a program. Yes, she may have had limitations, but it's not like she get an athlete who just start from day one. This is an Ilian Thompson era who has years of running experience, muscle memory, above average athlete. Remember, now we're not talking about an average athlete, we're talking an above average athlete. So yes, she may have made a contribution, but in my view, and I know Darren is proving himself to be a very bright guy as well, academically bright. I would be wondering not just about the fact that she wasn't there when the contract was being and all of the contractual stuff, but I'm also gonna look, if I were an agent, if I were a manager, I would be looking at experience and all and who she has worked with before, and that also would have informed my opinion. So I think she blundered. I think in a bid to get everything with them could have get she and this man, them end up now with nothing.
But Kino, remember when she left Prano? And them say it's not Darren. It wasn't Darren who got her those medals because there's a flow over Prano. Darren had her for the last 2 years. So Shanique.
Zavian, you're muted.
Anybody got Ilian? Kino, even if you get Ilian after injury, Ilian supposed to run sub-11 all the time because it's muscle memory. You understand?
Yeah.
People might think that she have not taken away nothing from her. But Elaine is a sub-11 runner every time once she touches a track and she's fit. So even if she got to a primary school coach or high school coach just to get her to sit there with her, she would have run those times because that's just muscle memory for her.
So, yeah, I agree. I think just to add, Zavian, I think any seasoned coach with any bit of sense at all and understanding of the sporting world, the coaching world, sorry, would have gotten Elaine back to at least close to peak performance, and it wouldn't take great effort to pull out the speed. You know, it wouldn't, because she got back fit and she wasn't race sharp. That one of the biggest problem for Elaine is that I personally think they were watching the injury and she took a long time to start running. That was my concern before trials last year, that she wasn't race sharp. Had she done a few more races prior to going into trials, I think she would have easily made the team.
Yeah, and I think that's also what she was hoping for. Also, I did say that if she had done one race before she done the JC race, the time that she gave us at the JC meet would have been that. The time that she gave us at first round would have been at the JC meet, which would have meant that going through those 3 rounds would have made her make the team. However, I mean, she didn't make the team, and we saw that. And then she accepted the call of being a part of the team. I remember Darren said, you know.
Exactly. One of the Francis brothers said that. Yeah. One of them said it. I think it was Paul who said it. She's not hard to coach.
But Shaniki came out and said it in her interview.
But
the speed
was already there. Fana also said that she is not hard to coach. She is one of the easiest athletes to coach. It's just how you manage her injuries and how you manage her as an athlete. So therefore means that Shaniki really got, as Kino said, a Ferrari to deal with, and it's just the muscle memory that is needed to.
Shaniki get a Ferrari with some flat tire. I'm she need to do a go to tire shop.
Pump the tire.
Pump the tire. She get the easy part of work.
All right, so we dissect that and we realize that this 15% story not gonna work. I mean, the figure though, Jesus is merciful. Christ, the figure 100 million. The figure
And that
exists.
um that figure is a rough figure. Because
Man,
because anybody that knows a little math would understand that if you're asking 15% of Elaine contract, that would be the 5 million because she got car, she got bonuses, she got everything. So if you're negotiating a contract, you should have been more specific on what you want. And Darren was trying to teach him little sense. Give me a figure. You understand?
No, Darren was smart
Yeah.
because they couldn't give him a figure because they don't know what the details of the contract are.
So
right?
they went to a quote unquote and say, all right, we might have an idea. So she might get a little over 5 mil. You understand?
I think that is what it was with the Russell guy. I think that is what he surmised a figure based on, as someone said, they looked online at her net worth according to the innate or agent did their dirt.
I mean you can call tax office still.
No, but for me,
if you have somebody that
even when Russell come up with the figure, I am saying, Shaniki, you never did see the figure. You never did think the figure did just. Their answer when he saw the figure, he thought that them accidentally put an additional zero. So him right and put the question mark, this wrong, this, and him say, Russell respond and say, me know where me put. And that me ask for. But watch the badness in that they took. Win all, lose all in this case. Win all, lose all. I will say, wherever Shaniki got her saying in her ears from, they did her some bad injustice. And she, whomever she listened to and took word from, just make she lose so much. There was so much for her to gain in this relationship from she, coaching her. Even if it was just 6 months, there was so much for her Shanika to have gained.
But prior news was an ex-camp breaking down because of money. And if you create the impression for yourself that you're all about the money, it's going to be very hard to get athletes to trust you to coach, because then you and your agent just want money. And we did already have the dark cloud over the sports in Jamaica with agents and coaches and rob athletes.
I think, as I said before, she did a disservice to herself, and she's now at a stage where you could have been earning in excess of
100 million.
But Chaniki didn't want to earn the Prime Minister money before it increased, though. Sorry. I just say, I promise, 8 million not enough. That enough money. Well, as Travis said, she could have been earning in excess of the 40,000 plus, because word was that 40,000 was the base. And I'm saying, if you were given a 40,000 base and the bonus to be higher, high ranging bonus, and you want the bonus to be reduced and the base to increase, you could have come back with even 80,000.
No, you wouldn't even go 80 because you'll be pushed for bonus. And then you need to talk to the agent now because you need to get Elaine into races.
You're muted, Zavian. You're muted, Kino. Muted.
Oh man, I'm telling you that I was talking to somebody else. I'm sorry.
Oh, my apologies. Sorry. She could have negotiated for me. I can say the top I bungle if 40,000 plus was laid. she could have negotiated. Me I said, all right, 100%. Bam, she could have negotiated for an additional 40 on the 40 and go up to the 80. So anywhere between, as Joel said, anywhere between 60, me I say 60 to 80. She could have negotiated that, and then also, you know, reduce the bonus money. But $100 million.
But I like what they did.
You know,
I like what they did. I applaud them because what it has done is put a lot of stuff in perspective in track and field. You have you became out speaking about how track and field is athletes are paid. I went researching and you realize that money is not in track and field, and it's really sad.
No, but hello, Valiant. Thank you so much, Travis. She listened to too much Valiant song. 100 million.
Let me tell you something. I agree with you, Zavian. Not much money is in the sport. If you look at in comparison, I saw something the other day that somebody posted. I don't remember if it was Latoya, showing the difference between what Shelly and Elaine makes as opposed to Serena Williams. But that aside, I also want you guys to remember that having $5-6 million US dollars is a whole heap of money in Jamaican in terms of converting that money. That and a part of that is what they were looking at. that they were looking at the amount of money that they were going to get, because when you convert that 1 million US that they were asking for is a whole lot of Shaniki grand picnic and our grand picnic them.
Where you going so far?
Huh?
People forget that
finance like her.
I think people forget. Love is the word, but I think people forget that this athlete has to pay tax too. As Kubi Sugubin wrote, he spoke with the Gleaner, as I posted that, he wrote, money in the track and field. Even when you're elite athlete like Shelly and Fraser Price and Elaine Thompson, really.
But they are the special ones.
Yeah, but they are also he made a great point. When they run into in a country, they have to pay the country tax. Plus they have to come to the yard.
And that is why both never ran, in England for years.
Yes,
that is why, because their tax system is rigorous.
Once you earn in their country, you have to pay tax. Any country that you earn in.
Any country you work in.
More tax than anywhere else in England, and that is why even the last few times that he had to run in England, he made special arrangements. But guess what? I also blame them.
But remember, for run a bird's nest the first time, they had to make special arrangements in order for him come there. Come on, because never did intend to go there. That's too hefty, man. Bear in mind, over $1 million. If you're earning over $1 million, in Jamaica, your tax bracket is different from the normal man. Your PAYE money different.
No, man, 1.5.
No, man, them have a different range too. When you go over them, they have like a $6 million range story. Somebody
man, if you're not well, I could be wrong, but I know is
they have a range. They have a range. If you're over 10, if you're over a certain amount of money, your range is different.
If you're over 6 million, you're paying different.
So the tax.
So we are small fry with the 1.5 money.
No, the tax break. The tax
threshold is 1.5 for regular people. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, no, for regular people.
For the poor people, but there's a tax break.
For we, we.
When you say we, who we are talking? Who are the we? My Bible tells me, say, I am rich. My father is a millionaire. Me no poor.
I said for the as Zavian said the poor people.
No, but they're taxed heavily. She would have been taxed heavily, and what she has done is bring the sport into disrepute because everybody want to know what people are met now.
But she have people on our team.
But Lati, you mentioned something that I want to jump back into. I think we all right. So yes, it is what it is. The status quo is what it is. Track and field athletes don't make a lot of money, but I also blame some of our athletes because they have not capitalized on a lot of the things that Bolt has capitalized on. If you go and follow me a second, it goes back to what that lady always talk about with the business of sports. If you
Carol
go,
Beckford.
if you Carol Beckford, if you use, I remember some years ago the Olympics. I don't remember which year they were selling memorabilia with Bob Marley's image on it, and Rita Marley rise up out of her slumber.
Slumber.
Out,
I said, no.
out of her slumber. And I said, no, I think these athletes and a lot of our athletes, Bolt has done well at it. But a lot of our athletes haven't found a way to capitalize on even them very image being used. Bolt could have ended his career with over $100 million, close to $100 million net worth. If you look at everybody else who come next, I think Johan Blake is like 9 million, something like that, 8.8 something million.
I think at 8.5.
Shelley and Elaine are both
Round here,
assumed
so.
to be at about $4 million a piece.
4 million a piece.
4.5 there about.
Right. So I mean,
Asafa have a little thing go on with himself.
Asafa is about 6. They need to
6 to 7.
They need to capitalize on the different things that they can do to earn money. I mean, if me I did one athlete like them, if you look for me too hard, if me see me name flash across the screen, you have to pay me.
You take off your glass with us catching little lens over there, so the iron in them. If you take off the glass, catch your eye over the iron in them.
So I don't blame world athletics for the status quo. The status quo is what it is. They themselves and their agents can devise strategies to ensure that them never have to worry about money again in them life. I see VCB doing her books, and she's doing her this and she's doing her that. And her merch. Yeah, she have her own fashion line. These people are thinking outside of the box for money. All is a turn for them.
But Kino, that's why they're not making any money in track and field, because they're not marketable. Because if I'm a sponsor and you are out there demanding a certain amount, you're supposed to be able to market my product. My question is that Elaine signed to Puma. Sherika is Puma too, right?
Yes.
Sherika is Puma. We don't have a Puma store in any of the airports. We do have a Puma outlet in Jamaica, and we have two of the biggest superstars that market Puma products.
The Jamaican market, sadly, reggae is one of the biggest things in the world. It's one of the biggest genres in the world, reggae. But Jamaicans don't buy music. We don't. Or entertainers make money from shows and going overseas to perform, and their royalties and whatever. They don't, because we go burn a CD. People still burn
YouTube to the radio.
People still burn CD.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, YouTube to the radio.
We got download the whole album from which part when you can download it from. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Putting a Puma store in the airport. How feasible is that going to be for Puma? Because you have to go pay rent, you have to go this, you have to go that. It probably just don't work out for them, and them do their market research and know. We just don't support things.
Exactly, and it is the same thing. Two people saying it.
I wasn't doing it for the Jamaicans though.
It is the same, but it's the same thing. QB was saying in that article when he said track and field don't really make money. Because one, for the big stars, in their contracts, accommodations, travel and all of those stuff is negotiated. But for the little ones, for the up and coming ones, for the ones who don't have a contract, also, them personally have to find them own accommodation money, them own travel money, and them already don't have it. Right? That is one. Number two, he went on to say for the stars, when it is that, for example, Diamond League would want a Shelley and Fraser Price, a Elaine Thompson era, now a Sharika Jackson to be a part of their meet. That star or top athlete get the opportunity to even dictate who they want in that race. So the Friars, the little man, they might not get a run. Not because he's not worthy for the run, but because the person who is the star of the show want a certain.
But that's politics, because you could look at it when Sherika runs in every race, Anthony Strawn is there.
You can't blame the star for that. The star earned their status and the right to do that because it comes with the territory. Them can't, the rest of who no reach up to that the place there. Them can't go run in a bush league like what you and Blake do now.
Zavian, don't ask the next question based on what you just said. I'm gonna ask the question when you think that I'd be the beg you.
But Lati, we need to move though to what happened, the news that broke. Was it today?
Right. So we dissect that. And we say, Miss Osborne, you win all and you lose all. Watch your now, Jesus. You win all and you lose all. Right? Now, today, in the evening, we saw where the news broke now to say that Elaine Thompson era will now be conditioned. I think that's what it said, conditioned, because that's more I believe. By journalist, can't remember his name.
Is Kian Rena?
I can't breaking news.
No, I'm just asking because it look like him come like him living in people them backyard in them kitchen.
But all right, and they say live, but and people have feds, and they live, but we are gonna live it and to be living in that section. Well, the news broke that she will be conditioned or be trained by. But some name now come just call him journalist. By journalist, Walcott, right? And for those who may not know, Walcott is the same coach who coaches Shelley and Fraser Price, Rochelle Clayton, the Herders Boy, Kerrika Hill, Topper, one 400-meter girl, one of the awning girl gone down and go down there. And where the girl name again too? Somebody else. Oh, the next, the starter girl for the relay, that girl there, where with the cuss. That one there.
Kemba.
Yes. Why? Yeah, so he coaches all of those. I don't think it's a wise idea for it to happen. When I just saw that post, and stuff, I mean, a lot of persons were saying it would be good for them as a person because they will build their relationship. It will be good for the country because really will get to practice and all of that. However, Walcott in an interview later now come and say that both of ladies won't be training together. Glory, hallelujah. So both ladies won't be training together. So come now, Kino, talk.
No, so I didn't know that part.
But that part is the part that came out last now. So that's what just come out.
Okay.
And he does the interview. He said both ladies won't be training together. Because that was my concern. How will that work? But then, Douglas, if you just confirm it again too, but then here's my next question. If both ladies won't be training together, who will be traveling? Who will be doing the traveling? Because it's either one I go train a morning and one train an afternoon. Is it that Elaine is going to travel down?
I have a question. Latoya.
1 second. Is it that Elaine is going to be traveling down?
Yo, Lati, you're different, you know?
No.
1 second there. Stop. All right, Madam Moderator, continue.
But I'm so sorry. You see why we are family over here? Because we know say I meant nothing by asking for a second. I'm so sorry. I still want to know who will be traveling. Is it that Elaine will be traveling down or journalists will be traveling up?
All right. Here are my views.
Zavian asking question, please. Zavian,
Ask your question, Zavian.
You really believe Mr. Walcott?
All right. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna answer your question, but me get to it. Personally, when I heard the news this morning, I was I don't know. I was
devastated. I'm bad.
No, me never devastated. Me never ball. I looked at it objectively. I am not a fan of the other lady, nor am I a fan of them being in the same space, because I know that the personalities are going to clash and they're going to have challenges. However, the plus side for me is, from what I have seen from Deron over the last few days, I have no doubt that he is going to stand up to ensure that his wife is treated fairly. I see a man who thinks about his wife's well-being as a person and also wants her to do well. And in doing so, he has also realized that even though he himself is a coach, he is not equipped to handle an athlete of her stature and talent. So he is now at a place where he's getting the best person to coach her, and he's going to be there to ensure that she gets treated fairly. Why that is important? That is important because I believe that when Elaine was at MVP, granted we don't know all of the story, but we know enough to know that there were some issues where the two of them were concerned in terms of this one getting more attention than that one getting less attention, and then there were issues with money, and Darren was stepping in to ensure that she was treated fairly and everything was being done properly. And the other person on the other side decides, say, yo, for me personality bigger than everybody else one, and you can't come in. I don't think it's going to be the same in this scenario though, because I also think that Mr. Walcott is a very good coach who will manage the relationship very well, along with Darren, who is there to ensure that Elaine is getting what she should get, value for money. As it relates to Dave Zavian,
is there other coaches in that camp other than Mr. Walcott?
I don't know. That is what I'm going to say no in response to Zavian's question. Because it cannot be a case where one trains in the morning and one trains in the evening. Both of them have to train morning and evening. That's how the programs work. They have to train in the morning and they have to train in the evening.
But currently, based on what I know currently, while people over the camp, currently I know ET normally trains mostly in the evenings. Even though she
does the morning hill, she does the morning workout. There's two parts to your program.
But maybe we can just give her the morning hill same way and she
look here.
Where the camp is located, in JC, by 3 o'clock it start rain.
Hold on. Yesterday the morning hill is just a part of the program. Not talk about that. That is a small part of the program.
No,
that
we know,
is used
we know,
in background training. Well, I know Zavian, that is used in background training. But any elite athlete will tell you that training is 2 times per day. Them get up from 3-4 o'clock a morning time and reach which part them go train. Training is 2 times per day. So they are both gonna be training 2 times per day. My question is, if they're gonna be separated, is it that one will be given the program under the supervision of another coach that is subordinate to Mr. Walcott, or Mr. Walcott is going to somehow split his time to facilitate both of them? So he might say, all right, one come at 8 to 9 and one come at 9 to 10, or one come at 3 to 4, and then the same thing happens in the evening. That's my concern. As it relates to who is coaching her and the fact that both of them are in the same club, I don't give a care. As long as she gets there and defends her title and gets back to where she needs to get back to, I don't care who conditions her. And I think we need to stop majoring on that and stop crying over that, Lati. Because at the end of the day, all it needs for them to be is professional and work towards a common goal. Because them have a common goal, you know. Two of them want to win championships. The two of them, one is on them way out and one have a few more years. So the objective is to get there. How you get there might not be liked by everybody because me not really too love it two of them in the same camp. But I think the deciding factor as to the end result and it being successful is Darren being there to ensure that Elaine gets the attention that she needs to get. She's following the program, and he has to now work with Walcott to ensure that there is no clash. And look at it this way. I don't think Mr. Walcott would have made this decision without talking to who he needs to talk to, because he might not idiot. Him no say. And it is widely known. Shelley and Elaine don't get along. Everybody know that. Everybody know that. And them granny. So he must have consulted her as the most elite athlete that he has there to say, all right, yo, me I go make a bid for this person come here saying, no, me no have no issues, but me I go find a way to work out this so that there are no clashes, and me I beg you please be a mature person when she come so that me know I'm not bagga in my club. And she go say, yo, I don't like Carrie, no, but guess what? As long as I keep up so and me stay down so, me not have no problem. If she stay up so and me stay down so, it can't work, man.
Okay. All right. So you answer that question. Before the virus can blow up based on the questions that we were asking. So we had asked the question if there are other coaches at Elite. I just want to answer that yes, there are other coaches at Elite. Such as coaches from states.
No bagga, Lizzie. We don't want a bagga.
So that some others are some from who coaches at states that assist there. That's what.
Look here, Lati.
Yes.
A two big old 30-year-old woman we are talking about, you know. One at nearly 40, and one at 30 or 31 now. 31. We're not talking about children. These are mature ladies, and as it relates to Elaine's side, I have seen a great amount of maturity on her side. Enough Elaine endurance, she not even talk. Enough from the media. I think a question for Kino and
Zavian. Zavian have that question here about Kino. Maybe you, Joel, will ask. Joel said, will he be able to train Elaine to the best of her abilities? How you train each of them to beat each other?
Of course, you can train each of them to beat each other. They are two different people, two different makeup. How you handle one, the program is not going to be the same for both of them because one, Elaine has an existing injury that has to be managed, and two, her biomechanics are different from Shelley's. What Elaine needs to work on is not what Shelley needs to work on. So he should not have a challenge as an experienced coach who has proven himself to be somebody who is skilled at writing programs. He should not have a challenge writing a program for either of them.
So I see that your trust is there with him, and I accept that.
I wouldn't call it trust. No. Trust is a strong word. Trust is a strong word, Lati. But I am saying
it's a strong word than the trust, though.
This is what we have in front of us now. The peripheral issues that we are worried about them, because the main thing is them getting along and how she'll be treated. If she will get as much time as where Shelley gets. I am saying let us give the gentleman a chance to prove himself that yes, that I can manage this relationship, I can manage these programs to get the best out of each athlete. Because other coaches in the world do it. You have coaches in the world with whole heap of super athletes on them team and they make it work. You think say you not have people when you get along same way. Our problem in Jamaica is that we have a lot of athletes who don't get along, but them not mature enough for not bring it in our face. Lyles and when the little young one name, them don't get along.
Nothing.
And Knighton, them don't get along. But when them dep on a relay team together, you're not gonna know. You're not gonna know. You understand what I say? So I think the greatest hurdle for him is to manage the relationship. I don't see him splitting his time as a hurdle because as an experienced coach, he should be able to write 2 different programs and tweak them as he goes along. Because no coach not write no program and just stick with it. Just say, I'm going to tweak it based on how the athlete respond to it. Tweak the program as him go along and ensure that the 2 of them get maximum results. Not harder than that. If he's an experienced coach, not harder than that.
He needs to decide who is the side chick and who is the wife.
Him no need to decide not like that.
Kino, I believe the first move is to decide who is side chick and who is wife.
No. That means that you couldn't coach then, Zavian. Because for the coach, everybody has to be the wife. Anytime you have a coach where choose a side chick and make somebody a main person, that is when you see it. You see it every time. Natasha Morrison is obviously a side chick. And she not just the first side chick, she the way on a third. Right? You see it.
The answer to Zavian's question here. The answer there. The answer the question and proper. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Era would never sign off without discussing the situation because Mr. Era is obviously hands-on person.
Kino, the hardest part of a business is the personnel. You can't have the program, you can't have the structure, you can't have the time. But
I agree with you.
When you have to manage people, you manage people, Kino, just like myself. So when you're supposed to manage people, there's gonna come favoritism. You're gonna have your favorite. Come on, Kino, don't do that.
Zavian.
The one that shows up to training on time will get the privilege.
Zavian, I have 25. I have 25 members of staff that I manage. 25. And I don't have a favorite. You know what you need to do as a leader? The main thing that you have to do as a leader is understand personalities. I know every single one of my staff. Me know who will thief for money if they see it put down. Me know who will trace me off. Me know who I go cut one corner if me send one butler go one room and if go do something. Me know who I go do it halfway. Me know who I go come late. Me know who I go call out sick and go on one party. I know them all. And that is what a leader should do.
I understand that. But then if you have an overtime to give to somebody or say holiday come up and you want to give somebody the double time, you must your phone up on speed dial to dial somebody.
Yes, because me know who have 3 picnic and need the overtime more than everybody else.
Right, so that doesn't mean that person is your favorite, right?
It's not my favorite. That person needs the overtime.
And the perception that comes from it.
You don't have to have favorites, bro. You don't.
No, the perception that comes from it is favoritism.
No, that is you perceiving it as favoritism.
The person on the outside, and that's why I use the notion of wife and side chick. Somebody said my what I said, my perception is wrong, but you have to choose one and believe it or not. Some experience and seniority are gonna play along the line because if Elaine and Shelley said they want to train at 7 o'clock in the morning. Who do you choose to train at 7?
No.
And only choose Zavian.
The coach has to make it work. The coach. The coach has to figure it out. There is no favoritism that should come in it. The coach must be skilled enough in dealing with issues like that to make sure that it works. It has nothing to do with favoritism. Zavian, let me tell you something. If any coach, when I was in the primary school system, one thing Coach Mingsy always tell me say, when he might choose which school he might go, them a negotiate with when scouts come and everybody are trying to get this athlete have to come that the school and that the school. He always say, the school with the better record and the one that has the most rounded approach is the one that he would encourage the parents to send child to.
Let me change the word from favoritism. preference.
But you can't let your preference show.
No, hold on. It's preference. Just as how Kino said, the mother with the 3 child is the one he's going to give preference. Who will get preference? Not favorite. Who will get preference?
Well, you can't make it come across like that.
I also have a problem with the word preference, Zavian, because I don't think it should come in any at all. I don't even think this should be a discussion because as a professional coach, you should be able to understand and your athletes and the needs thereof. Somebody said it in the comments a while ago that you write a program based on what is the demands are of the athletes, and you deal with athletes based on the demands. Now, if both athletes are sticking out and saying that they have to train at 7 o'clock in the morning, you as a coach are going to say, all right, so both of you have a problem dealing with each other. Both of you don't get along. You are now demanding that you have to train at 7. Shelly is demanding that she has to train at 7. Both of you have given me valid reasons why you have to train at 7 o'clock. I have to make a decision because it won't pay me money for training. I have to now make that decision. So here what me I go say, you see, because me can't make the decision because one I go feel like say me a slide the other. Uno now have to go say Uno can work together so me can train it to Uno together.
Right.
I saw it have to go, but because for the life of me, if he chooses one over the other,
I done it done.
I done it done because me I go say, but me, my reason.
I'm on a party money me have. I'm on a party money me have. I'm on a party money me have. I go say I'm on a party money.
So he has to now say to them, listen, both of you want this. I cannot make that decision. I am inclined to train both of you at the same time. Can you be mature adults?
No, but when both of them was at NVP, they didn't train on the same side. So one turned the left side. If the two and one train at 7 o'clock.
Me not think favoritism come in none at all. And if it should, well, I don't think it should come in. And if it comes in any at all, then Mr. Walcott is less of a coach than I thought he was.
Sorry to cut you. Taylor said, can we call it first name? Some always have to call my last name, Mr. Taylor. Taylor said, first off, Elaine is not hard to coach. As said by Frana, her biggest issue is injury management. With an exceptional program and proper injury management, maintaining healthy lifestyle, especially eating properly, Elaine will be fine under any circumstances. Also,
I agree.
Definitely. Also, Mickey said that her husband would never sign a contract that doesn't benefit his wife. And
absolutely.
I mean, he has been, him coming out to the public to speak. I mean, this is the first time the world has seen Mr. Eva speak for himself on behalf of his wife and stuff. Is a difference. And therefore, we are coming to realize that, he has her interest at heart or her best interest at heart. So therefore, he wouldn't have signed this unless, in film viewpoint, this can work, or him have to figure out how him gonna make it work, because it must be that he wants it to work and she also wants it to work. Because
I remember he's not just a dunce. This man is also a man who is academically inclined.
No, rephrase the statement then, Kino. Remember, he's not a dunce, not just.
No,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. He's not a dunce.
My theory is the person winning the most out of this contract now is Mr. Walcott.
Yeah,
and my theory is that
is the thing. Shani could throw a fair one. She for win the money. She for win it all too, and she dash it.
Not even money. Mr. Walcott take on a challenge, knowing that he might end up with 1-2 come next year Paris. He took on a challenge that every diamond meet that will take place for 2024 season, he will always have an athlete in the premier event.
Not necessarily everyone, but I get
No, he has the option of putting them in 1-2, one this week, one next week. He's earning.
You have to be invited, remember.
No, I understand that, but with their reputation, they will be invited.
Fine. But then I agree with you somewhat that yes, he's gonna benefit greatly from this arrangement because it's also gonna build his resume.
Definitely.
If
And
if she goes there and does very well, there is nothing to say or any way to discredit or to question his coaching ability and prowess going forward because he
Hello,
has
good night. Can
already
you guys hear
proven
me?
himself where Elaine is concerned. Good night. So
good night, Raman. Can you hear us? Sorry. Raman, can you hear us? All right.
nah, here we.
So persons are saying in the comment section that it has been done before, so therefore it is something that can happen again. And we're here for it to see it happen. So does this mean that we are not going? It's highly possible that we are not going to see Shelley and Elaine clash before trials.
There is no need for them to clash before Charles. I don't think there is a need for them to clash before Charles at all. I think like we saw with Bolt and what name and Johan, there is them always keep them away from each other and Frano and always keep Elaine and Shelley away from each other. The big stars are always apart until main events. I don't.
And Kino, but that's the problem we're having with track and field though. We're keeping away premier events from people, and then we only get it for 10 seconds.
Yeah, but
you expect people to come to the stadium and fill the stadium just to see an athlete for 10 seconds.
But
I just Jamaica alone that now.
I know Elaine alone and Shelley alone are good athletes. You have other people with pulling power across the world just the same. People will come out to see.
We're talking about Jamaica and track and field.
Yeah, but we don't. I personally don't believe you need to have Elaine, Sharika, and Shelley in one race until trials. I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, you can have a few. So, all right. So, if we're gonna have like a racers Grand Prix, fine. We can have them run there. What was that other big meet that we had before?
We have Jamaica Invitation on the program.
Jamaica Invitational is back.
It's back.
Yes, it's on the program.
On the calendar, so read out the calendar for you.
Okay, good. So I mean, like those two meets, like those two meets, you can have them, but I mean, having them running
Jamaica
an all-comers
Invitation
meet
is
every week all-comers meet every week together make no sense to me.
No, not all-comers.
No, we're not talking about all-comers meet. We're talking about meets that people want to go see. You have to build that excitement for people who want to.
You have to build that excitement.
You know, remember it's a dying sport, you know, and you realize that we can't have these athletes only. I can't pay my money a plane ticket just to come see an athlete for 10 seconds. Once for the season, I see you.
People do it.
No, but Taya, that's the problem. That's why we're not making any money.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know if
track and field is not making any money.
I don't know if I agree
these
with
athletes don't. These athletes don't want to perform in this side of the world to show this side of the world what they can do.
Well,
the only time you see these athletes run back to back is when they go to Europe.
Don't blame the athletes. Blame the managers of these meets and corporate Jamaica who don't pay them enough. Why would I run? Why should I run for $10,000 when I can go to the US and run for $50,000? Right? It don't make no sense. It's not feasible to them.
But Kino, you still have to look at economy and scale. Jamaica cannot pay 50,000 US.
Why make them can't pay it? Why? They can't pay. No.
Okay, all right, sir.
Okay,
Portia grandson.
Then have their woman and their side chick and a buy apartment uptown for their woman, then can pay. Jamaicans are like
Westgate Hill, Kino, not uptown, Westgate Hill.
Yeah,
Jamaicans are like this. We like short change we own. That's how we stay. We like short change we own. So if I am going to give you a contract, I say, okay, I just alien. She come from down a town down there. So all right, they're gonna give her $1 million. That's how we stay. So why should I run for $10,000 and we can go run for 50,000? Then Abby can pay. Every week they buy a new car. They have it can pay.
Okay, Kino. Okay. Not
Kino.
sure what pan my government.
Kino, so tell me
I'm
something.
not talking about government. I'm talking about everybody, Glen Mills and everybody and all of what keep me. They have it. They have it.
Kino, what about us research it them or something? Tell me
Moving on. Because you now go come look for me down at 100 man.
Out of Freeport, I'm going to
tell you right out of Freeport.
Out of Freeport. 100 man. Out of Freeport. Chilani police station.
Right out of Freeport.
Oh, yeah. Well, Douglas said corporate Jamaica prefers to pump money in football. The J3 calendar looks really nice with 2024 season.
Did they send a copy to the athletes?
I'm sure you were listening the other night when Taekwondo did say, you know, they do these things. I'm just
all right. Hold on. Dennis asked a question. I am
okay. So Dennis says.
Yeah.
Dennis says, so isn't that the same thing in your thinking, Osborne not worth the money?
No.
Requested?
No. I am saying, and this is my view, and anybody wanna agree with it after the business. I am saying you cannot expect 15% of a contract that was negotiated before you came on the scene. That is not the modus operandi as it relates to these contracts and these relationships are developed. Had you been there from day one, you could have said, all right, Miss Athlete, I believe I should get 15%. Athlete say, Mr. Puma, I have a coach. In addition to what you give me, you need to give me another 10% so I can facilitate the payment of my coach. That is how it's normally done. Now, in this scenario, you do not have an existing relationship between coach and athlete. You have a situation where athlete came in after the fact and is trying to negotiate 15% on a contract that she knows nothing about and 15% on a figure, an assumed figure, a figure that you don't know anything about. So it's not that me I say she not work what she forget. She not even know what she forget because she negotiate for something what she don't know about. And that makes her dumb.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. I was saying that the J3 calendar has some new thing that I've not seen on the calendar before. Also, I must make note of that. I mean, October finished. We are now in November, and moving into December. December we have the Tyson Mills development meet happening on the 9th of December, while the meet that happens at GC Foster. Then on the same day, the poetry meet will be happening. You know, that's normally the throwers meet happening at Excelsior Community College. Fervent Distance Carnival is happening in December also at Jamaica College. Then we move into January. I think that's when some of the meets that persons may be thinking about start happening. But one note to mention is that I realized that Jamaica Invitationals, International Invitationals, is on the calendar. Let me say, is on the calendar.
Is it the same week of World Relays? Is it the same weekend of World Relays?
It is May. One moment. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Jamaica. So World Relays. You said if it's the same week.
Yeah, weekend.
My correction, Douglas. It is. Oh, that's not the throwers meet. I always call the XSM meet the throwers meet, where the field events meet, I should say, and not the throwers only. But yeah. All right. In May, you have World Relays happening on the 4th and the 5th, which is a Saturday and the Sunday. of May, which is 2 days. So no, Jamaica Invitational is the 11th.
Oh, is that
The
11th?
11th of May, actually. Oh, I think you asked that question because you're used to Jamaica Invitationals happening roughly around the 8th, thereabout. The Jamaica Invitationals is happening on the 11th of May.
No,
And
Dennis. No, Dennis. No, in this case, she was trying to get the 15% on the existing contract, and she didn't know what the figure was. So the gentleman who was assisting her, because I don't know if he's an agent, I just think they refer to him as a third party because I don't think he's an agent. But what he was trying to do is negotiate on an assumed figure, right? What Darren wanted to do was get a flat figure, agree to a flat figure, and then give them bonuses as per performance. So I guess that is more in line with what you are thinking, that they would pay based on what the athlete does after the fact. But she was trying to get money that she don't know nothing about.
But as Latoya said, a figure was suggested to the coach, and the coach disregard the figure and go somewhere way off what it suggested to her.
Because she thought that she, because they were trying to, they were thinking about or assuming what was in the contract, and that is why somebody probably said to you, probably said to her, say, yo, you're idiot, you can't stay with that, and the woman probably make her 6 million, 7 million US dollar. No, make her go for the big money or something like that happen.
So
she coming like up a puppy. She then teach her very well. She come from
let us note one thing to note. One thing to note is that I realized that, I mean, even though it has been off the calendar for a while, Jamaica International Invitational is one of those meets that is placed on the calendar for accreditation, or should I say your time is able to, if you're on the time, it's a ranking points.
Remember, it's a world challenge meet, you know, it's just a little bit below the Diamond League status.
Right. So if you come there and run there and you run a time, your time will be acknowledged by World Athletics. You also need to know that not all
the velocity meets too.
Yeah, Dennis, it don't make sense with you, but that's why I go, Master. Go watch the video there,
qualifying meets too.
So not all the meets on the calendar are meets that are accredited or meets that are listed on World Athletics. Not all the meets on there. Jamaica Invitationals happen on the 11th of May, and Racers Grand Prix happens on the 1st of June. Something for us to note: Racers Grand Prix happens on the 1st of June.
I think one of those will disappear. More likely Jamaica Invitational.
Make it so bright.
Because it's just what it is.
They have the money.
They have the money, but they're not going to market.
For those who would like to, Jamaica National Senior and Under 20 trials will take place on the 27th to the 30th of June of this year, right? So we're used to it. We're used to it happening on the 22nd. It is actually the 27th to the 30th of June this year, right? I know I skipped out of the top where, you know, because we were asked the question about Western Relays happen at GC Foster on February 10th. Also on the 10th of February, Camperdown Classics happen at the National Stadium. King of the Ring happened at Excelsior High School. Millrose Games, you know, happen on the 11th. That is in New York. Eastern Championship happens on the 12th to the 13th at the National Stadium. Corporate Era Development Meet is supposed to happen on the 16th to the 17th of February. Gibson Relay happens on the 24th of February.
You know what I would love to see, Lati?
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see some of our athletes, quite a number of them, running indoors this year.
Well, that not gonna happen because indoor
World Championship is next year.
Maybe next year. I would love to see a lot of them.
That's March.
Yeah, in March is indoors. Yeah,
Yeah,
indoors.
but
Yeah.
we have a lot of indoor meets. I would love to see Elaine and even Shelly going to indoor. I would love to see all three of them going because out of the three, you have two with a start problem. That would help sharpen them start.
I believe that yeah, I agree, Douglas, that somebody say if you're mad, that them at time for them fix the stadium down a west. So that
What you
Western
mean
relate
by
them
if
go,
I'm mad? Mad with what? Oh, you mean by injure them? Injure not have nothing to do with
A
it.
60 seconds training that. It's a
No,
60-second training.
injury come in. Yeah, but I've not heard of an athlete who got injured because they were training to run indoors.
what they call it a pot this year, man.
Me never hear that.
The calendar soon water down.
Calendar pop. Calendar pop. Calendar pop. It's like every week, you know.
Yeah, but then,
Western relays I keep a Spanish tone again.
Yeah, they know what else are there for keep.
That good.
No, it's
Maybe
not-
boy don't a mobile come like a one big party shop.
It's a Grace Kennedy Boys and Girls Championship happens on March 15th to 23rd.
All that could have stayed. Yeah, but you're talking about one athlete though. That's Noah Lyles. That's an isolated case. That's one athlete. And
Because somebody say if you have sense, you would have put it in for one indoors. But just I say.
and the person who said that not have no sense either. Because athletes run indoors all the time. It's a part of the athletic circuit. There is
Yeah,
no
but
empirical
one.
there is no empirical evidence to show that athletes who run indoors have more injury concerns than the ones who just run outdoors. Absolutely none. None at all. We're talking about two athletes who say them get injured running indoors. That those are isolated cases. You cannot draw the result of statistics from the minority. So when the evidence come, you can convince me. But right now we don't have no evidence.
Okay. Penn Relays is April 25th to 27th, while Drake Relays is the 26th to 27th. As we know, them 10 fair clash these time around.
So what Drake is doing, Drake is taking the best of Jamaica and they're paying Jamaican schools to come there. Penn's not pay, Drake's a pay.
Yeah, Penn's free and you know what school have you know what school have bills have outstanding
All right,
bills.
let the dolly them stay outside. Yeah, man. That all right, no problem.
Let the dolly them stay outside.
I would love to see Jamaica team in Drake's. I would love to see.
I would love to see the seniors open their season early. I'm just saying.
Latoya, make we go something there. Make we go Penn relay.
Drake relay, I mean.
Penn.
Penn's water down now. Penn's water down.
And it rain every year. Cold and rain. And the stadium.
Penn's calling now. You want me to kill myself?
Drake, you'll get to see the US superstars.
Penn's cool, man. I would love to see the seniors them open them season, you know, a little early. So my velocity meets them. As I said, some new meets depend. Them have J3 Olympic French foray. And even though I'm smiling, I'm just saying this meet doesn't replace the velocity meets. Because they're still there, but I'm saying I would love to see.
My problem with that calendar is that can you incentivize these meets for the athletes to come out?
Velocity meet is incentivized. Velocity meet is yes, man.
But they don't. But Kino said, "Why would I run for $10,000 and risk myself of getting injured than go a US?"
No man, big.
And most of these
Velocity Fest is better for the younger athletes who don't really, because if you run a particular, they give you targets, and if you break those targets, you will get 150,000. Remember, some of them, sad to say, and I'm not being disrespectful when I say it this way, but the real truth is that when a Shelly, Elena, and Johan Blake and others like themselves can.
And a Brianna.
Anna Brianna and some of the other one they may have contracts in never do nothing forget it. When them can
Don't need,
when
they don't have to go velocity.
they don't have to go, but then some of these other athletes they really do need that $50,000 that they get if
But
they
them
run
not
a
go
particular
velocity
time.
just for the money. Them not go velocity just for the money. Them go velocity also helps to develop them
To
themselves.
sharpen them skills,
To
yeah.
sharpen them skills because
see where they
remember
are.
some of them really
This
can't not
season,
get no
prior,
meat, not laying in a meat.
yeah, but understand, but this season you have 2 people already in our race of velocity. And 3
Because
people.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I would love to see the seniors them show out for the meet. But what I am saying is you're only gonna see 2 people because these are the 2 people that think that okay, I need it. Is you signing up for it, you know? It's voluntary. You sign up for this, right? These are the people that can't travel because them don't have the money.
True. That the 100 million that Elaine would have to go a crab circle. She have to go get a stall. Poor woman did not try broke the one man.
They understand that they are a product of velocity meet, but what we're saying that it doesn't facilitate that excitement.
Shadiki did not try chop Elaine, but
where she come from, West?
100 million and nothing for me draw down. Where she not draw down? That even $100.
Where you say where she come from? What?
West.
Then I dog you alone scammer there.
I didn't say I only asked if it's where she come from, you know.
Look here, me deal with white people every single day, and who are bigger scammer than them? Yeah, you hear me I tell you?
All right. Mr. Taylor said off topic. Let me know. Off topic himself. Frana must have Jacko. Jacko. Next year, you know. The double you want the double. Number one, the double which way? The double in terms of the record or the double in terms of winning the 100 and winning the 2? Because in terms of record, you have to drop one of them to get one. You have to go drop it 100.
Not necessarily though. I don't buy that story.
You have to drop it 100 for you get it 2. Our body is not recovering well.
No.
Body does look tough, you know, so tough.
She run that 200 incorrectly.
Yes, I need to focus. We need to give her the focus on that 200.
She's been running that 200 incorrectly.
I still think that technically, and she said it too, I think she said it in an interview, that there are still things to fix technically. Sherika, just like Noah Lyles, won't break those records until they fix the technical flaws. Bolt said it some time ago that Noah has the ability to break his world record. However, Noah needs to figure out how to come off of that corner faster. Noah accelerates off the curve, but he spends too much time on the curve. And it's the same thing with Sherika. Yeah. She run wide in her.
She needs to be on the line.
Sherika needs to go
She runs very wide in the lanes. She doesn't slingshot off the curve like our VCB would do it.
Sherika needs to ask Omar for 1 month worth of training.
But the theory was put out there, Kino, that for her to break the record, she needs to stay outside, go lane 8 and run blind, and just run a race.
But I should come off curve, even though she can run blind, I should come off curve, she can look up on the camera.
Lane 8 is more like a straight line, less curve.
One our problem is the camera up at top. Let me feel like
I just think that once they fix the technical flaws, you'll be fine. If I still hold the view, I know a lot of people don't agree, especially people who we have interviewed, but I still hold the view that if all 3 are
healthy,
the most likely person to break any one of those world records would be Elaine. Just because technically she is far better than the other 2. In my view. I don't like Sherika's turnover. especially in the 100 meter. I still think she would have some way to go in the 100 meter to
Long way.
break that world record. Elaine would be a better pick to break that world record than Sherika, the 100 world record. Currently on form,
Sherika is better to
Sherika is
now.
closer to the world record in the 200 meters.
Just either Elaine or somebody strong.
Right. So beat the devil and, as my granny would say, beat the devil and give me food.
Yeah, that's what was missing for her season in breaking that 200 meter world record. That push, that consistency. You have to go get her. You have to go get her. Because you know she's coming or you know she's there. You have to. The top end there with that turnover and that top end where everybody see them push up. We're fiery. When we can't see 900, would have to kick over the 200.
Well, we agree.
Does she have the capability of catching her?
Catching Elaine?
Yeah. No, the form that she's in now, yes. The form that Sherika is in now, yes. When Elaine comes back, once Elaine comes back to her form,
no,
and
all things being constant, because we have not seen Elaine run at 200.
That's why I'm saying constant. The form that Sherika is in now, she would.
Okay, the form that Sherika is in now, and the last time Elaine ran at 200 meter. Who would catch who?
When that
if Elaine is in 21.5 form, at least 21.5 form, and Sherika is in the same form that she is in now, she would catch her. On the line.
Yeah,
she would catch her on the line.
Yeah.
She
would.
You
said the last time Elaine won it 200, see there.
So if Elaine, because what you'll find is that nobody is going to accelerate to the 200 meter mark. Sherika, though, she starts accelerating off the curve. Elaine is going to beat her off the curve. She's going to be in front, probably by about 10 meters. But Sherika now starting to build a little bit more momentum when Elaine is starting to decelerate a little bit on current form. On the form that we talk about, Sherika's form now and Elaine's form when she ran 21.5, she would catch her on the line, and then it would come down to probably a lean.
The dip.
Elaine is going to have to be better than her best. To
get the 200.
To get the 200.
Here first.
And me a Elaine fan. Big and bold. Bigger than anybody else, but I have to be realistic. Sherika is crazy right now, so Elaine will have to get down to 21.4 or 21.3. If both of them are fit, that world record will go.
Yeah, man. The world record. Hello. If once Elaine comes back and in the line up there, so and she healthy. Record a go. And you will remember, I've said it before, Sherika to break the 200 meter world record needs Elaine Thompson in that race. And I will still hold to it. I'm not saying Elaine is going to break it. I'm saying the form that Sherika is in now, she needs that push from Elaine Thompson.
Okay, that was last season. Dali outside.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And yeah, that's also something to consider. Everybody is starting from a back slate now.
One thing with Olympic. One thing with Olympic not take no buy. Olympic not.
And not only that. Not only that. Everybody is starting back their training from a place where, they must start back from square one. Everybody was out of training and they must go back through them phases, background training and getting speed working and all of that. So we don't know if the Sherika we saw last year is the Sherika we're going to see this year. We are hoping that it's the same Sherika. Neither do we know if the Elaine that we saw 2 years ago is the Elaine that we're going to see ever again, right? Yeah. But we know that both athletes have the capability, and once they are fit, physically fit,
greedy, hungry enough.
I'm sorry to say that I have relegated Mrs. Fraser-Pryce to third already. In the 100 meter, I don't see her beating a fit Elaine Sherika. at this age. Yes, Shelly's a super athlete. We all know that. But time really catches up on you. I don't see her going beyond, even if she run 10.6, they're going to run faster. Even if she runs 10.6, they're going to run faster.
Yeah. I expect 2024 season, I expect 10.65 for Sharika to move. So that I expect the 10.65 time to move for Sharika.
Yeah, man, it's a move. It's a move.
And
All things being equal.
And Dr. Sharika Jackson, I'm saying, when they move the 10.65,
This is not an official. This is not official forum.
All right,
That's what they say.
CD. All right, Sharika Jackson. So you move the 10.65. Don't bring Shakari with you. To make Shakari move your 10.65 to your time. Yeah? That means make. Me just beg that. That means.
And we also have to factor in Shakari in this. A lot of people don't want anybody at this stage who doesn't factor a more serious and mature Shakari into any 100-meter finals is crazy. That girl has one of the craziest top end speeds I have seen in the game. The only person who has better top end, in my view, is Elaine. I don't know why people. I listened to you talking to somebody the other night about top end, and them saying that Sharika has the best top end in the game. I think people are confusing top end with strength. Sharika is strong. Does she have great top end? Top end. You have to think about the turnover and everything when you talk about top end. You have to talk about stride length and stride pattern and all of these things and who hold them firm to the line. I don't think she has the best top end. I think she is strong. So she comes on like Mboma used to do when other people are decelerating, she's just coming on. I think that's the major difference. But in terms of raw top end, when we talk about Karen Stewart back in the day, when we talk about VCB who seemed to have another gear, when you think she done, when you talk about a Jetta who just had a crazy top end, we just run you down to the line and pass you, those were top end. When you talk about Shakari's top end, when you talk about Elaine's top end, you know, those people have top end speed, you know. But I am not.
Susan said true, should not even make it podium.
No, me not say that. Me not go as far if you say that.
No, but then you're saying you're relegating her to third. Yeah, that's
no food for thought.
Is there anybody?
But here's what I'll say. I'm not a fan, but Shelly has heart. Shelly has heart, and that's what a lot of athletes don't have. And the heart makes a difference. We saw it with VCB over the years. She was never the favorite in a lot of races, but she came out on top because she has heart. And Shelly is like a warrior. She not top fight even when her foot them a drop off. So it is hard for me to say a legend. Me no love her, you know, but she's a legend. Me have to say it. A legend like a Shelly and Fraser Price won't be on the podium. It's going to come down to a fight.
I think we're using the theory of age wrongfully with Shelly. After 2024 season, we can use age, but I don't think age has caught up with her yet. She has go against all theory.
Generally 40, you know.
Yeah, but she's going against everything that we know as theory. That when the older you get, the slower you get. But she has maintained that competitive edge throughout this last 4 years. We're talking about from 33 till now. Where most athletes give up at 33.
I wouldn't say Shakari won by default, though. That's. I will say that the other two were distracted by each other, but I am not going to say she won by default. What time did she run? 10 or 10:65? 10:65 is not default. Sorry, 10:65, running 10:65, that's not by default.
That's the
10,
fastest time ever run.
yeah, 1065 is running your heart out, your heart, soul, and every other part of you.
Mind, body, and all. All right, I think we had a fruitful discussion tonight. Hey, Joel, now miss it in a Joel said
Exactly. 1065 negative win championship record. We cannot discredit this girl.
can't discredit it.
Cannot discredit this girl at all. You know, if you're
Yeah,
crazy if
well,
you do.
at the end of the day, at the end of the day, Taylor, she won, as I said, she was running free in lane 8, but won't be the case next year. At the end of the day, Sharika don't have that 100 meter. And I mean, Sharika ran 1065 at our trials. And therefore, we all were looking for that 1065 to be replicated and to do some damage, and it didn't happen. And therefore, we just have to give Shakari that. I mean, we saw where she's coming from and where she came to. And therefore, we just have to say kudos to her and congratulations to her. In my viewpoint, she was the best at the time and the more person that was more hungry for it, and therefore she went home with it. Our two ladies, in my viewpoint, were so concerned about themselves and forget that there were other persons there and that it was just not them alone in the middle. And we saw what happened. Therefore, we hope that the replication of this that happened this season won't happen 2024 season. That's all.
I have one question before we go. Just one question before we close. Given the current crop of athletes, female athletes that we have now, and we have seen some movement with Brianna Williams, and we have possible movements to come. Are we still settled that the three who we're discussing are the three who will make it to the Olympics? Because we don't have any buy, so it's going to be three. Do you
Not
think
necessarily for me? I think maybe someone may drop a little shocker. I think we may see a case with the Veronica Campbell Brown situation happening.
Who do we have who can drop that? Do you think that possible shocker will come from a Natasha Morrison or a Kemba Nelson?
I don't know who to say it will come from. To tell the truth, wait till when I see when January come back and ask me that question in 2 months.
All right, fair enough.
Ask me that question in 2 months' time, man. When the 2024 season starts, if my body and my mind in I see. All right now, really
if anybody put in braces.
If anybody put in braces, we might have another Christopher Taylor situation.
Anybody beat in the big three after run 10-7. And we have to find 2 athletes in the current crop to run 10-7 consistently. Meaning going through the rounds and be able to
addition for
run
the
10-7.
My last question
No.
that we're going
But I'll tell you who it won't be from now. It won't be Brianna Williams.
No, she'll come 6.
All right, on that note.
Why be the one with
No,
Brianna
hold on
Williams
there, hold on
still
there, Taya. Not on that note. No, hold on there. She'll come 6. You want to know why she'll come 6? Because the U.S. collegiate system coaches here are building a program that they want their charges to represent the colleges, quote unquote colleges, on the big stage. So when you see them go Olympic and stuff, it's not about country alone for them anymore. It's about building. They're building reputation. So you see all of these athletes that going NCAA and the coaches get them. Coaches are building resumes with them. Don't write out the coach.
I'm not about to touch it 200. So
let's hope though. Let's hope that now that somebody has gone pro, that like a Kevona Davis, who's gonna get all the attention now, is coached to perfection so that she can at least again make that 200-meter team.
That's what I was about to ask. Who is it that's going to make? Who's going to be the third person? Judgment.
I still think Kevona is the lead person for that third spot.
Hello, J3. If you not hear me, sorry. Maurice Wilson, if you're hearing me, whoever becomes that relay person, 2024, Kevona Davis needs a leg on the relay team.
I think what they need to do, I don't think you should speak to Mr. Wilson because I am hoping that by the grace of God,
He's not going.
Mr.
He's
Wilson
not
will be
going.
watching the Olympics from home. And
From home.
I hope that TVJ will make him a very good proposal that he can stay home
And be an analyst.
And be an analyst. I think we would fare better if Mr. Wilson and some of those other people would be home. Mr. Wilson, Mr. Cameron, Mr. Watts. Those people can perhaps assist the government in rebuilding the crab circle area of downtown. But we don't want them at the Olympics.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you.
Miss Osborne can get part of money from
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you, wherever it is that you're joining us from. We appreciate Upper St. Andrews statement. We appreciate you being here with us. It's been 2 hours. This was a fruitful discussion, and we look forward to having you being here with us another Monday night live. I mean, as I stated before, the calendar is heavy. Calendar look really packed and all of that. I'm sure we'll be going live here on meets that will be happening that we can take in. So we crave your support continuously, and so that we can continue to have fruitful discussions like these. Thank you so much for joining us. Please continue to be safe throughout the rest of your week, the rest of your night. Continue. Stay safe, be well, keep it straight. We never ask if you're looking at camera upon yourself like that, though. People know say you're pretty already. What happened?
Pretty? Pretty though?
Kino, Good night, everyone. Good night, everyone. Good night, everyone. Good night. What can I do? Tell people them good night now, Nakina.
No, me I wait for you to lock off so we can talk in our background. Good night, everyone.
Blessings from 860.